Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Rome series. This is episode 1 of season 2 and it is called Passover. Last episode was the big finale of season 1, an incredible season, and the finale was no different than the rest of it. In fact, it was more shocking than I could have ever imagined, with both Caesar being killed at the Senate by Brutus and all the other snakes, and then on top of that, Niobe killing herself. The only small bit of good news we got from that last episode was that Titus Pullo's slave was now kinda cool with him again, but it definitely wasn't enough to make up for the combination of Caesar and Niobe both dying. I cannot wait to see where this season goes. If it is anywhere near as good as last season, I'm going to enjoy every single episode, and if I'm thinking about what I hope to happen, I definitely want to see Mark Antony, Titus Pullo, Lucius Vorenus, Augustus, all those people come back for revenge against Servilia and Brutus and all the other people involved in Caesar's assassination. Will it happen or not? There is only one way to find out, so let's do it. This is episode 1, season 2 of Rome, Passover. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Nice, Bruno Heller back on full writing duties. And directed by Tim Van Patten, Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire legend. We are in good hands, episode 1. I know Brutus was saying that was a more dignified way of doing it than poison, but it certainly wasn't for Caesar. That must have been an incredibly painful death. Oh no. I do not want this episode to start with Mark Antony dying. Thank God he got away. Did that happen in real life? Did they straight away try and kill Mark Antony also? It makes sense that they would.
I am so proud of you.
Shut the fuck up, you absolute rat.
Tried to speak to me. No words came out.
I hate these two people so much right now.
The people will need a firm hand. Are you up to the task?
And what's messed up is Servilia is still basically manipulating Brutus to get her revenge. I genuinely don't know if she still loves her son after he left her that time when there was the beef between Pompey and Caesar. She seems like she used him as a tool those last few episodes of last season. And as manipulative as this guy was, at least we're getting to see that he truly cared about Caesar. Oh, Jesus Christ, we're just picking up with all the tragedy we were left with last season. There's no way Lucius is gonna kill this kid. He's got to just treat him like his own son, surely.
Who are you? Whose child is this?
It's his shoes! Let him go!
Oh man, that's rough. I mean, who knows what's going on through his head? This is obviously the single worst day of his life. He hasn't even found out that Caesar's dead yet.
I curse you to damnation.
Well, I wasn't expecting him to react like that. I don't know if that's just him going to never return to his own home now, like fuck the entire rest of the family as well, or what? And the bad news keeps rolling in for Lucius.
Mother?
Leave me alone.
And Atia was essentially told to flee last episode, so is she going to do that and run away like Servilia told her to?
What a fool I was. If I'd not told her of Vorenus and his wife.
Listen to me.
Kinda true, like, Octavia was manipulated to the point she gave Servilia that vital piece of information which pulled Lucius off Caesar when he could have protected him.
We should wait a while before taking any action. We do not have a clear view of the position.
It's good advice by Octavia, and if I was Atia, I'd be so tempted to just say, go round Servilia's house right now and cut her head off, but until they know where all the pieces are on the chessboard, they gotta stand off this shit. Thank God Mark Antony's still alive.
I will kill them all. Brutus and Cassius and Casca.
This is exactly what I wanted to hear.
I
Why didn't you stop them?
No, I wasn't there. They delayed me.
She certainly can't be blaming Mark Antony for this, because he was pulled off at the exact time they stabbed him. I 100% believe if he was there, he would have fought them.
I was unarmed.
Well, I would have ripped them to pieces with my bare hands.
It's easy for you to say, Atia. There was like fucking 20 of them.
I will go north and raise an army of monsters, and then I will come back here.
I hope he sticks to his word. I would love to see Mark Antony come back here with a legion.
That's where you were these last hours, I suppose. Putting your whores into baggage cars.
This is no time for this stupid shit, Atia.
I don't want to go north.
What's your name again?
Timon.
Timon, we're going north.
I like that he completely overrode her. He's like, look, in times of peace, your little petty preferences may have some weight to them, but right now, you're fucking going north.
We cannot leave Caesar's widow behind. We'd look ill with the people, as if we'd abandoned her.
What a bore.
Atia still reminding us, yeah, you might be on my side just now, but don't forget, I'm still dislikable.
Wake me. Hush. Be calm. I will wake you.
Lucius wishes this was a dream just now. What the fuck? Oh, they're just robbing him. Well, there was me thinking he'd met some sort of nice priest. No, he's getting robbed on top of all the other shit he's been through today.
Thank you.
Ah, well, at least these two are getting on.
Didn't get us started off on the right foot. Killing your man and all that. And I'm sorry for...
Probably best not to bring that shit up, Titus.
If you wish it so, master.
No, I'm not your master anymore. You're a free woman.
Yeah, it must be hard for her to get over the fact he did used to own her.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I hope she doesn't regret it. I hope she enjoys her life with him.
Done.
Seriously, we needed this little bit of happiness after all the other shit we've seen. It didn't help me last episode, but this episode, now I'm over the deaths a bit. This is really helping. I think it's helping all of us, because without that scene, it would just be all the miserable shit.
How good of you to come and the children.
Calpurnia, we grieve with you.
It's actually really brave of them all to come as well, because they must all have targets on their heads right now. It would be naive of Brutus and Servilia to assume that these people wouldn't want revenge.
But now that you're here to stand witness, we must read his will.
His will?
Oh, this'll be interesting. I wonder what Caesar owned and what he can give to anybody who's still alive. This could get even worse if Brutus or Servilia are in this will.
75 denarii to every enrolled citizen.
Oh, ridiculous. What a waste.
Fucking shut up, Atia.
Monies I leave to Gaius Octavian, who is henceforth to be regarded my lawful son.
No way! Octavian?
What else? There are no further bequests.
Oh, Mark Antony won't be happy about that. Kind of a shame, because Mark Antony did have Caesar's back through thick and thin, but he definitely chose a good person to give all that power to in Octavian. What can Octavian do with all these titles and money and stuff like that?
They will declare his death a rightful tyrannicide. His will and all his acts become null and void.
Ah, shit. So these guys have nothing now. Do Caesar's assets just get reabsorbed by the Republic into the Senate kind of thing?
I must protect my status and rights.
There's blood. A proper little Spartan.
You shall have to stay also, Mother.
Holy shit, this is a strange choice by Octavian considering he doesn't have an army. Or has he inherited Caesar's legion?
All the acts of a tyrant are unlawful, including those appointing Brutus as praetor, Cassius as proconsul.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
If you offer them amnesty in return...
Amnesty? I'm going to eat their livers.
Octavian is talking sense, but I would really love to see Antony just kill all these guys.
Mother to the richest man in Rome. If the will is broken, Servilia has that honour.
We're staying.
And you knew Atia was going to say that. There is no way she's letting Servilia become mother to the richest man in Rome.
What should I call you then?
Anything you want. Husband. Honey.
I don't think she's going to call you honey after you killed her first husband, but you know.
Caesar is dead!
What does that mean for Titus? Titus struck me as the one character that wouldn't really give that much of a fuck, but I guess he was part of Mark Antony's legion and thus Caesar's legion, so I guess he has more stake in it than I assumed. This family's been through so much, I feel bad for both sides. You gotta really blame Niobe, to be honest. She was fucking her sister's husband. That's some low shit, even though she did kind of redeem herself. That is some low shit to do to your own family.
Hello, children.
Oh no! And it's no coincidence he's shown up just after Caesar dies and he knows Lucius is no longer protected in that way.
Desolated that you did not enlist me in your cohort of heroes to wield the Liberator's knife.
Shut the fuck up, Cicero, you fence-sitting motherfucker. I've seen crows sit on less fences than you.
I can only applaud.
Watch this two-faced bitch go to Octavian and Attia and that and share with them his mournful feelings during their time of loss, etc. Oh, I hate this guy.
Immortal liberators.
Yes. It's so good to see Mark Antony show up here. Don't cut away from that scene, I want to see what happens.
Brother Varenus, what's happened?
I was going to kill her. She did it herself.
So horrible.
I guess into Hades.
Get some water.
I've got a feeling that when they find out that debt collector has took the rest of his family, him and Titus are going to get them back.
Let's get you cleaned up, eh?
Kevin McKidd, the actor playing Lucius, is doing such a good job of just a guy in an absolute state of shock and disbelief.
I knew nothing of this disturbing act. No?
I would kill Cicero straight away. I'd be like, well, if you're not on either side, no one will object to me doing this. Slice.
The people should be happy. Where is the cheering throng at your door? Where are the joyous cries of liberty?
He's making a very good point in a subtle way there. You know, if he truly was a tyrant, these people would be celebrating, but the only people that really perceived him as a tyrant are in this room.
We've received representatives from all the best elements. The Senate is with us. The Knights are with us.
The pontiffs. Very good.
Mark Antony cannot wait to drop this information Octavian told him about. All their titles are basically nullified if they go along with this.
I am no longer consul, you're no longer praetor, you're no longer proconsul. Elections will have to be held.
This is awesome.
We shall all keep our posts. It will be as if you were struck by lightning.
I don't think these guys have any choice but to accept this.
Serve out the rest of my term as consul, and then retire quietly to the provinces.
On the surface, it seems like an incredible deal to them, but they're obviously not putting too much stake into what it said in Caesar's will.
And if we do not wish to be reconciled with you,
then I will do my very best to annihilate you.
At least he got to say that to her face.
I shall wait outside.
It's just great to see these people not getting everything their way. They probably thought it was going to be smooth sailing as soon as they murdered him.
He's here, in your hands. I do not urge you to any particular course of action.
Yes, you fucking do. I'm so sick of Cicero acting like a fence sitter when he's really trying to dictate things and choose sides. This guy needs to die.
He is a guest in my house.
he is not in the house. He is on the street.
They seem to all be for assassinating Mark Antony right now. Mark Antony ain't a pushover, and I guarantee he came here armed. Even though there's more of them, he'll take a couple of their lives for sure, if they attack him.
We shall be friends.
That was a brave move by Mark Antony as well, because he did show up without backup. Oh, go on, just go and kill him. Yes! Fuck you! Oh, that's so satisfying. And I knew Mark Antony was packing a dagger for that meeting. If they'd have turned against him, he would have at least got Brutus or Servilia.
You didn't kill an animal on it, did you? There you go, then. The curse isn't sealed.
Yeah, everybody knows when you throw a grenade at a squirrel is when a curse is finalised. I think I'm accurate in this storyline. I think they're going to find out that that debt collector guy has seized his family for slaves, and him and Titus are going to put a smackdown on this guy once and for all.
Junius Brutus and Consul Mark Antony, no prostitutes!
I know that Italians are famous for talking with their hands, but I wish they'd have kept the gestures they had in ancient Rome. That would have made mafia films vastly more entertaining. The resolve Caesar's widow is showing right now to just not kill Servilia on the spot. Nice.
Show her what she's done.
Don't show her. You know what these weird serial killers are like? They fucking like seeing the crime scene photos when the police show them and shit. I wouldn't show her the body. She'll get some second-hand joy from it. And there it is, the final product of her hating him so much for just telling her they could no longer be together. I hope it was worth it for Servilia, because I've got a feeling that this is going to be a rough season for her and Brutus.
You'll be wanting vengeance then?
At some point.
I'll be up for the duty, of course.
Hopefully some point very soon. This has been such an intense episode for Lucius. Obviously it's going to take Lucius a long time to feel normal again, but I do miss him being his usual stoic self.
I am not rising from this bed until I've fucked someone.
Fine, Marilla. Fetch that German slut from the kitchen.
You know what? I mean, Atia's a considerate lover. She doesn't want to do it, but understands his needs, so, you know, send one of the slaves in.
I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have cursed him.
This is what extreme belief in a religion can do as well. He legit thinks he has doomed these people to hell because of his curse.
We've got to send Niobe on her way now. Can't leave it any longer, can we?
It's cool to see Titus there for Lucius in a time like this. If you think about season 1 as well, Lucius was there for Titus when he needed him most in several occasions, and it's cool to see the favour return. These guys truly are best friends, whether they like to admit it or not. Such a weird, false funeral procession though when Mark Antony has to do it side by side with Brutus. And the people will surely know by now that it was, you know, Brutus and a bunch of snakes in the Senate that did it, so how will they be as they pass through the streets? Will they assume Mark Antony to be a traitor for walking alongside Brutus? Rest in peace, Niobe. You were young, done some dumb shit. Still a tragedy that you took your own life. I do not think Lucius would have killed you. Or I refuse to believe it. I'll put it that way. And as difficult as it must be for Mark Antony right now to play this game, he knows in the long run they're fucking over Brutus right now because of Caesar's will, so it's all for the greater good. I'm pleased Octavian had the foresight to break that down to him though, otherwise he would have just went on a rampage and probably be dead already. Kind of a downer first episode though, not gonna lie. Like, it makes sense though, you know, we had 2 significant deaths last episode, we gotta have 2 significant funerals this one. And this is the second time I've seen this actor in anything, and the second time he has ended up dead with fire all around him. Maybe it's one of his specifications to his agent. His agent's like, yo, we've got this new thing for you, they're remaking the Power Rangers, and he's like, as long as I get lit on fire in the 3rd act, I'm fucking Zordon. Zordon's a sort of energy, can't really be lit. Light my energy on fire.
Have you been offered any refreshment?
Some water would be lovely.
I would not accept water off these people.
You've roused a rabble, nothing more. A pantomime actor might have done what you did today.
So Mark Antony gave a speech condemning them. We didn't get to see that.
The men shall leave. You will stay here in the city with me as my guest.
Hostage.
Yes.
An angry mob that will roast and eat your men in the ashes of the Senate House.
Yeah, he's not lying. You can't really fuck with an angry mob, especially when you don't have a legion guard and you like Caesar did in Egypt.
How about you make us a nice pot of porridge? We'll all feel better with some food inside us.
You're gonna need it for your rescue mission.
Do you know where the children are?
Rusty's foreman took them.
Yeah, I don't think this debt collector guy is going to survive this next interaction with Lucius. He's going to be on a warpath with this guy. He's going to take out all the rage of his lost wife on this guy's face, I hope. Well, look at that. The rats are all heading in the same direction without a Pied Piper.
The law this, and the republic that, and the 12 bloody tables. I couldn't understand half of it.
Oh, this is glorious. We never got to see the speech, but I actually prefer this guy retelling it.
He's crying about what a good man was Caesar, and how much he loves him, and what a great leader we've lost.
Nice. Mark Antony working the crowd.
It's disgrace.
No fucking respect.
Yeah, well, people get angry, don't they?
No excuse.
Why is this guy backing Brutus and not Caesar? He was sort of protected by Caesar's slave.
Animals. Now Antony's a cunt too.
Oh wow, if I didn't hate this guy enough, his stance on this situation is really driving the nail in. What a great speech about decency by a man who's just taken a bunch of children as slaves.
Flavio! Tell us damn scars to shut that up!
Oh, is this Lucius and Titus just murking all his men? Oh, please tell me this episode ends with his head getting cut off.
You have my children. Someone's misled you, friend.
Don't even let him speak, just stab him.
Flavio! Flavio's not coming.
Flavio's preoccupied just now, unfortunately. Damn, I wish we'd have got to see that fight.
If they're not harmed, you may yet live.
You think so?
This guy surely knows he's already dead.
I took your children in payment for your many slights to me. I fucked them. Then I killed them.
What? No fucking way he did that. Do you think he was telling the truth? Please tell me he wasn't telling the truth. Titus was ready to kill them kids if they tried any shit there. Oh my god, what a way to end it. Okay, and that was episode 1 of season 2 of Rome, Passover, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Passover, what did I think of that? Literally picking up where we left off, and it was just another epic episode from beginning to end in my mind. This show just never seems to even begin to run out of steam, with piquing my interest and keeping me fully invested in everything that's going on. From the depressing start of picking up where we left off and then having to deal with the funerals of both these people, to Mark Antony instantly promising revenge, to us finding out Octavian is going to be the sole inheritor of all Caesar's stuff and being named Caesar's direct son. I had no idea that happened in real life. Did Caesar really name him his son after his death? That is awesome. And Titus and that woman are now officially man and wife, I guess, even though it's still a bit weird because she's calling him master. So if she's still calling him master, is that just like the only name she knows him by, or is she still seeing him as that? Because of course if she still sees him as that, then it's a bit dodgy and we can't fully celebrate their marriage. But, you know, if she's just calling him that because that's all she ever knew him as, and she has started to like him, it's obviously amazing that they are now getting married. I've got to say, I absolutely loved that scene when Mark Antony was waiting outside Brutus's house and the heavies were ready to finish their assassination attempt on him. But when Brutus announced they would be friends, Mark Antony then had the power to just walk up to the leader, who I think was Pompey's son, and then just slice his neck. Was that guy Pompey's son, or just like the head honcho of the heavies? I'm not sure about that. I didn't see enough of Pompey's son to know his face. And then we clearly missed an epic speech because Mark Antony pulled the old 180 on them when they had the public funeral and they showed the crowd the bloody robe and threw it into the crowd to create an angry mob, thus forcing Brutus out of Rome, which is incredible, because as horrible as he was basically Servilia's manipulated voice toward the other people in that position who were plotting. So with him out of the picture, Servilia can't really do anything now, especially now that she is Mark Antony's guest, of course. And an equally satisfying but horrific storyline involving Lucius and his children. If his children were really sexually assaulted, then murdered, then thrown into the river, that is absolutely horrible. We can only hope at this point that that guy was bullshitting to try and get one final fuck you in there to Lucius before his death. I'm assuming he knew at that point he was going to die, so maybe he was just saying that to fuck with Lucius one last time. I hope his children have been sold into slavery and that is a lie. If that isn't a lie, wow, I do not know how Lucius ever recovers from the series of events he's had to deal with these last 2 episodes. I mean, his whole world has essentially came crumbling in on top of him, and much respect to Titus Pulo for being there for Lucius when Lucius needs him, showing that it's a two-way friendship and not just Lucius constantly bailing Titus out of problems, which is what really happened throughout season 1. And as grisly as it was to hear that guy's version of events regarding the fate of Lucius's children, it took nothing away from the satisfaction of seeing that prick getting his head cut off. He was basically a bane to Lucius and his family throughout the entire first season, made Lucius break a guy's arm and do some shit he wouldn't have otherwise done, made Titus kill people and almost got Titus killed. This guy was just a thorn in their side, so to finally see them just run through all his bodyguards and then him, glorious. And yeah, thanks to Octavian's smarts, Brutus and Servilia have been played like fiddles. He is now inheriting all this wealth, and wealth brings power. I'm sure Octavian, if he doesn't have a legion, can now rally one just through finance. And maybe this battle for power is only just beginning. Regardless, I cannot wait to see what happens next week. You know, there's been several people I've put onto this show who have now finished it, and it's so frustrating because I have to wait and watch these once a week and it is killing me. But you know, at least I'm going through the same frustrations as people who watched it at the time it was airing and only getting 1 episode per week, and it also gives me a week to digest what I've seen and pop theories into my head as to what might happen next, etc. You know, the traditional television experience is what I get when I'm doing these reactions. But oh my god, sometimes it is so hard to have to wait those additional 7 days until the next one. If you've liked this reaction, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much. And until next time, I have been BA, peace.